It was a cold, stormy night when Aiden Walker arrived at the secluded Hawthorne Guest House. The rain lashed against the windows of his car as he parked, the faint glow from the guest house's windows flickering through the mist. Aiden, a journalist seeking peace to finish his next big story, had no idea what awaited him inside. As he entered, the creaking of the wooden door echoed through the dimly lit foyer. An elderly woman, Mrs. Clarissa Reed, greeted him warmly but with a nervous smile. She handed him the key to room 7, warning softly, "It's easy to lose your way here, Mr. Walker. Stay safe." Little did Aiden know, this advice would take on a whole new meaning before his stay was over. Pause, sound of rain and thunder. Background music shifts to a conversational tone. Dinner that evening was an odd affair. Aiden met the other guests: Evelyn, a historian with an insatiable curiosity; Dr. Marcus Hale, a quiet man with a shadowy past; Clara and Samuel, a couple barely speaking to each other; and Lucas, a traveler whose humor seemed forced. The air was thick with tension. Shadows danced on the walls as a storm raged outside, and faint creaks from the old house made everyone uneasy. Aiden couldn't shake the feeling that something, or someone, was watching. Pause for effect. As he returned to his room, the hallway felt unnaturally cold. Just as he was about to drift off to sleep, a soft knock startled him. He froze. It wasn't the wind. "Who's there?" he called, his voice trembling slightly. Silence. When he opened the door, the hallway was empty. Background music intensifies. The next morning, one of the guests, Evelyn, was missing. Mrs. Reed dismissed the concern, claiming Evelyn had left early for her research. But by evening, the truth emerged. Evelyn's body was found in the library, her face frozen in terror. Clutched in her hand was a note with the chilling words, "Beware the midnight guest." Pause. Eerie silence. Panic spread among the guests. Who could have done this, and why? With the storm cutting off all communication, they were trapped with a murderer. Background music becomes urgent. Aiden took it upon himself to uncover the truth. He questioned the guests. "Doctor, Hale claimed to have heard noises but swore he never left his room." Clara and Samuel argued endlessly, each accusing the other of hiding something. Lucas admitted to overhearing Evelyn arguing with someone the previous night. Meanwhile, Aiden discovered Evelyn's journal. It contained entries about a dark legend tied to the guest house, something about a family that had vanished decades ago, leaving behind whispers of curses and vengeful spirits. Pause for suspense. At midnight, the knock came again. This time, it was at the main door. Gathering his courage, Aiden opened it, only to find nothing. But as he turned, a shadow darted across the hallway. Aiden followed, finding Clara in the kitchen, rummaging through drawers. Before he could question her, a scream echoed from upstairs. They rushed back to find Samuel lying unconscious, another note beside him. The guilty always reveal themselves. Music builds to a climax. Aiden pieced the clues together. Evelyn's research had uncovered a secret someone desperately wanted to keep hidden. The truth came to light when Mrs. Reed confronted them, holding a gun. "You shouldn't have meddled," she said coldly. Mrs. Reed revealed she was the granddaughter of the house's original owners, whose sinister deeds had been buried in history. Evelyn's findings threatened to expose everything, and she had silenced the historian to protect her family's name. But before Mrs. Reed could act, Lucas tackled her to the ground. The authorities arrived just as the storm cleared, taking Mrs. Reed into custody. Pause. Sound of police sirens fading. Music softens to a reflective tone. As Aiden left the next morning, he glanced back at the guest house. From the attic window, he thought he saw a shadow watching him. but when he looked again, it was gone. The secrets of Hawthorne Guest House might have been revealed, but its mysteries still lingered.